Welcome back to Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright trilogy. Where in the last video, Edgy's back and he is playing the defense attorney, and we was going around finding some clues of what actually could happen to the murder case. And of course, we still got the old detective, a gumshoe around, but this is a little different. So this case been weird from the start, but hopefully we can find out who actually has something to do with the case. And now we are going straight to the courtroom. With that being said, grab a drink, grab a snack, because Detective Reaper is here to save the day. Oh my, Mr. Lawrence feel that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it is that he saw on that night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Lawrence is the witness today? Nope. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini? She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carry out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Mr. Elise DeLeon, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You are a prosecutor, are you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed... Don't worry, I made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Ashworth, I'm simply asking you that you watch this side for yourself, whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Okay. No judge. Alright, it's now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Akazura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I'd like such a blatant waste of this court time. An empty prosecutor chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem that this case is already over before they had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court from the defendant. Oh, Von Karma. The prosecution stands ready. And you're Franziska Von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perhaps you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor, Manfred Von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I am a Von Karma. That is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a bit shy, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imaginary things? You look very much like the prosecutor I met once. I believe you're imaginary things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. Yeah, there isn't, but I'm sure, once before, in this court, I told you, there is no such weakling. What was that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip, eh? Hold it! I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there is still only one truth. That is what I'm here to prove today. Oh God. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow the chance to crush you slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not about people acting so in my courtroom. Ow! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, please give us an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is a famed picture of book author Miss L's Delunium. Her body was found in the Hakazura Temple courtyard. She has been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from the golden statue. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well, the court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Alright, got it. Her stabbing through the sword is interesting, by the way. There is no mistake, this was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Witness, state your name and occupation, please. Hold on here, I'm not sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I call correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defense lobby for our back pain play witness. Bailiff, set your crate for this poor lady, please. No, that's much better. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me, well, I'm just the head of Hakazura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name's Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. Well, you don't appear to wear any bikini right now. Ow! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave at this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in the summer. Wah ha 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 ha. In any case, witness, I heard that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly remember it was myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Better say what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in her temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and return to Hakakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I need a long, hot soak. It was after I finished, just I was heading back, when I saw it. You saw it, huh? So, it was a simple coincidence that you found yourself returned to Hakazura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty poor statement she just made. There's only one problem with this statement I can't see. And you're not about to fall for the first, so now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Alright, we're going to cross-examination. First case, alright. That night, I was helping Evelyn. Okay, she was helping. Okay, that's true. Well, as you see, she has back problems. Okay. So I left Iris to help with the accolade in return. Okay, I need to ask you a question about something. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Okay, you say that Iris was the one who did it. Did you see Iris when you like crossing by?
Objection!
Witnesses have to undergo their own trial, I'm afraid. The defense fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry. I'm more up to the task. I'm a woman of fate, and after all, the head honcho of the Hakazura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She say that? A defendant or a witness. Who's more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
Objection!
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hakazura Temple. Claiming that she went to inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes. No!
All people lie. That is my belief.
Why, I'm the only one being whipped in here. Anyway, neither witness nor defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want me to play that game, do you?
Well, that is exactly what
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in the winter.
Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edward, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me more decisive piece of evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think alone would do the trick.
Then please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let us return to cross-examination.
That night, I was helping acclimate with training. You got that? Well, I can see my back like to act up. It's true. Iris came to the entrance. She was dressed exactly as she in dinner. Okay. So you mean dressed exactly like that? You mean exactly like this? With this, let's get one thing straight. The defendant who you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warden hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I have you know. Wah ha 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 ha. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Kalmer? I have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Before the lights went out, bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness have seen the defendant as she claims, then the Irish she saw should be missing this very hood. Well. It's not a bad feeling at all expose a contradiction like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
I want to cook now!
Sister, this hood, you have a spare one around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owns.
Then this is quite strange. Wow!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Kalmer, but you won't get away with that easily. Discrepancies such as this would sow seed in any human heart. The seed of doubt.
Witness? While I don't wish to call your testimony down, you must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you should continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after you finished your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting into the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
Alright.
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from a courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, oh, Mr. Elsie, and with that sword and all. But where's the statue? Mr. Elsie was staying in a corner room which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have been occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Kramer whooping Mr. Edward in two in court, and me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that.
This judge. His imagination is about as vivid as creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling in word about their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Alright, let's see. This is your second testimony, so yeah, you did say you went back to take a bath. I was walking back, I heard a noise. Okay, that's probably true. I was like, oh, Mr. Elsie, and with that sword there and all. He's shaking right there, so you might be lying. She was standing in the corner room, which led up to courtyard. Okay, I might believe that. The stabbing I saw must have pushed occurred after she pushed her out the window, but that don't make any sense. So you push her, so she pushed her out the window and then she got stabbed. Okay, let's see. Where's the autopsy report? Let's see. Fine photo. Autopsy report. She was. It says she fell first for 10 feet and then she got stabbed. That don't make sense.
Objection!
Impressive logic. That's what I like to say. Anyway. Oh, please, dude. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Oh?
That's right, it said after that right here.
The scene the witness claimed to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall?
Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that's the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree?
That's the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room, and she was then thrown out the window down onto the courtyard below.
Objection!
Were there any signs of struggle in Mr. Denham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, would you agree?
Well, and was there any blood? Ow!
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
You will pass just cause trace of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beer. However, if there was no blood in the room, then you claim, wow!
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure Your Honor is well aware of when the stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would have lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place?
It acts like a lid on a wound.
That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable amount of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out the window with the sword still in place. This removes all the contradiction. Now that don't make no sense.
Order! 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 I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I expect no less from Franziska Von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. Huh.
It seems. That really a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all self-suspicion on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please remain standing on that crate.
Don't go selling me short now. The weight of which snow has bit me out of shape. especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vacation massage once we are finished here. With a whip. Oh boy. Alright. She got a third testimony. See what you got. When I look across the sea, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I did actually see her stab Mystic Elsie. I never seen so much blood before. That's when I faint. You can't blame me, can't you? And when I woke, Mr. Amy was stabbing Mr. Elsie through the back. What?
This all confirms Miss Von Common's theory.
Von Common strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such fashion is nothing more for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska Von Common. And I'm here to teach you just that. Alright. When I look across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see. I never seen so much blood before. Okay, press on. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. Hold it. So, you saying that you saw the victim blood? That's right. Some of it is splattered onto Iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And when her blood fresh clothes was neatly floating in the corner.
What?
Her clothes was blood fresh well?
That seems quite conclusive to me.
What should I do? Press this point further? Yeah, we always go further. Always, Miles. Going back to your previous statement, you say that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that's what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important? More important than you can imagine. I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Let's see, what is this? The apparent murder weapon has a of blood and suspected fingerprints on it, so let's go.
Objection!
Sister Beginning, you are a reliable witness. At least I like to think so, but there's too many contradictions here. Well, what do you mean? You make it sound like I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I forgive you. What contradictions are you talking about? In the scene with the witness claimed to have seen. The weapon was thrust up into his hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are completely impossibilities.
What do you mean?
Ow! Explain yourself. To start with, do you think it will be possible to stab someone with the help of this? No matter how to look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Objection!
Doesn't appear? What means is dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can't crush men under my heels and make them weep should I so choose.
The objection stands. I weep a little back there, I must admit.
Objection!
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smooth. We also had a problem of amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left the body, it acts like a plug or sword. However, when a weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound will be too large for a blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Objection!
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection!
I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction.
You still got more?
This is one simple. If this sword really was thrust into all the way to the hill, why is there only blood at the tip of it? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No!
Order! Wow!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence? All the other turns I know could have managed one, if that.
What does all this mean? You have proven contradiction regarding the murder weapon, but
Haven't come this far, they come on to one answer. And that is... the weapon used to kill the victim was not the Tsushisu. What?
what?
A foolish fool idea born for a foolish mind or foolish-hearted foolish fool. Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think that this sword was a murder weapon? Well, it's because Mr. Amy was holding it? Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impressive love by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It's influenced us to believe that the Shishisu was the murder weapon.
Order! Ow!
So maybe Shishisu was not the murder weapon. Even if that's the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true! Your response, Mr. Edgeworth!
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the Irish question it raised.
The Irish question?
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to a sword-like object was found. That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma!
no evidence of that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw to the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, Ashley. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was it was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think you might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then. I think we need to hear the testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. What else? What else could this old woman have seen? Alright, this lady. Alright, this lady trying to get out of it. I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking it to be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk from Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon in the Eagles River and came back while it was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. That's bullcrap. Ain't nobody mentioned about no snowmobile.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not the best of shape, but what with my back and my age, you know. Quite. There was a D snowmobile track in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph.
A snowmobile, yeah, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hakizuma Temple and runs all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River currently is quite swift, meaning it has dust freeze over in winter, making it a perfect place to dispose of murder weapon. Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Location of the weapon. Alright, she saw the weapon. Alright, after asking the report, I went out to the main gate. Okay, you went out there. You saw tracks, snowmobile. Okay, wait a minute. There was no snowmobile was even mentioned the whole time. You take 15-minute walk. Go less than 5, use one of those. Okay. Maybe they threw the weapon in Eagle Line and came out while I was knocked out. I was gonna have done. She could drive so good after. Okay. That don't make any sense. Let's see. There was nothing even mentioned about a snowmobile, so that don't even make sense.
Objection!
I imagine this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left Hakazuha Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be 2 set of tracks in the snow. Those that headed out to the bridge and those coming from back. Ah, you're right. Huh. You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by a snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped. Leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
No, that's not true. There's no way. There's no way. What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth? Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the so-far cover one set of track it is a contradiction because the tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Coleman, that is impossible. Would you care to explain why there's a root index finger currently pointing in my general direction? No need, the evidence will do all the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by the snow. Also claims Miss Von Coleman. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing track was not covered by snow.
Weather report. What's the weather report? Occasionally snow 7 to 10 p.m. Lightning 10 to 11. Lightning struck the bridge. Yep.
Take that!
Take that. Witness, please tell us again what time is when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was 11. Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after the time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagles Mountain on the night of the murder.
Weather report?
Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11, the snow has already stopped falling. It is impossible for any track to be made after that time to be covered up.
Order! Very well then. It looks like this Von Coleman has been snowed in. Wow!
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to write a weather report of all things. Ask me this then. When is the weather report ever correct?
No, you got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Wow!
Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. He may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11.
That's true. We cannot tell it sure, eh?
What? How did you pull that off?
It had stopped snowing at the temple when a murder took place. You need to prove conclusive evidence of this.
I'll come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt and remain concerning this testimony. Ha! You sure can't back down, can you? Such a professional, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edward. Where is your evidence that's already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Crime scene photo. Yeah, it's not snowing. Crime scene photo.
Take that!
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was there. That's right, but proving it is incredibly easy. If you want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo would tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception. And that is the victim here, Miss Elsie DeLuna. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. Oh. In other words, if the killer really go out to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photo, there should be two sets of tracks. Oh.
Order now!
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hakazura Temple. From the tracks there, it can be understood that they was headed to Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then when this person returned to Hakazura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return of track remains. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me. What does, sister? There is only one key for the snowmobile. Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder, which can only mean that night Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris says she never went there. It should probably press on this point for some more when I get a chance. The snowmobile came across the Tribulation bridge. So she must have left onto Hakazura's side of the bridge across on foot.
That sounds right!
But what odd is when I left Iris and returned to Hakazura Temple, I didn't see anything in Dusky Bridge. You must have just failed to see it, sister. Maybe, but when I made it back to Hakazura Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow too. But that is impossible. She's lying.
On the court, what does all this mean?
Nah. So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been there, then the witness could possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of traps on this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hakazura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we learned all we can from this witness.
Yes, I have nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering like that. Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame.
Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out that snow Arctic night. Your Honor, actually that just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure, but he saw it or not, but there are two things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. And the second being, this individual that I am thinking would wander outside the cold that night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Oh yeah, the one other idiot. Where is this idiot? Right? Freaking idiot.
This guy must be a part of a young Lapazar guide to obnoxious French painting.
This is Larry Bus, disciple of the victim, L.C. Deluvium.
Her student. Interesting. And why he was wandering outside on the night of the murder.
I could tell them about his design for Iris, but he may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy city that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable looking man, what exactly was it he saw? I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Submit this you as a witness immediately.
I have no choice. Do I? I believe he's in the gallery for this trial. It would not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday, but today I want to get everything out of you.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Ms. Von Palmer, please see prepare this next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well, then, court is now in recess.
Alright, so we finished this case right here, and this is going to be really interesting. And seems like to me that we gonna have to cross-examine this idiot, which is another troubling task. But hopefully this idiot can actually prevent something that's actually interesting, since he's in love with Iris, and he is a former student of this lady who got killed. But until next time, we're going to put in the game right here, and thank you for watching. I am out.